Ankalaev ready for a rematch with Alex. He says I'm ready for round 6, but this time it will not go the full distance. Out of his 20 wins in MMA, 10 are by knockout and 10 are by decision. And that 50% rate also applies to the UFC. He has 12 UFC wins, 6 wins by KO, 6 wins by decision. Magomed Ankalaev calls Ariel a clown for this.
As a favorite, but that line is going down, and I tend to believe that a lot of people are kind of overlooking Pereira. I think Pereira wins this fight, and I wouldn't even be surprised if he knocks out Ankalaev. If Ankalaev is too focused on the takedown, he's going to get caught, and if he stands and trades with Pereira, he's going to get caught. So I think that you should proceed with caution if you think that Ankalaev is just going to go in there and out-grapple and frustrate Alex Pereira. I say there's a lot at stake here because it feels like if Pereira gets by Ankalaev, there's some big fights waiting to win.
Are you married?
I got 600 kids.
First title fight against Jack Della Maddalena. Bilal Muhammad says he's not going to go for any takedowns, despite Jack Della Maddalena being considered the better striker.
I'm going to go in there, I'm going to outbox Jack, I'm not going to shoot one takedown, and I'm going to show him the meaning of Canelo hands. I'm going to show the UFC fighters, the fans, that I'm the best boxer in the UFC, the best boxer in the welterweight division. Trust me, you guys want to tune in, don't miss it.
In his last fight with Leon Edwards, Bilal Muhammad got 9 takedowns. Leon got a couple as well. Bilal didn't have any takedowns against Gilbert Burns. He also had none against Sean Brady. He won that one via TKO. He had 5 takedowns versus Luque. His takedown accuracy is 39%. As far as Jack Della Maddalena's takedown defense, he stopped 70% of takedowns attempted against him. Andrei Arlovski will be fighting on the Dirty Boxing card on March 22nd, the 22nd of this month in Miami, Florida. That's Mike Perry's promotion, and Perry said he might be doing commentary on the card with possibly Sean Strickland, so that could be interesting.
I'm like a first chance kind of guy. Like, you give me one try and I get it done. Okay? So, I'm looking to jump in the commentary booth. I'm talking to some guys that are going to partner with me on the commentary booth. I reached out to Sean Strickland yesterday. Figured me and my team thought me and him in the commentary booth would be pretty spunky. And, you know, I think we'd have a good time talking fights, be realistic as far as from a fighter's standpoint. We have the eyes to watch the action and explain to you what is happening.
UFC May 3rd Des Moines card was made official and has some interesting fights like Davison Figueiredo versus Corey Sandhagen in the main event. Some people wanted to see Sandhagen O'Malley, but we're doing this one in the main event. 5 rounds. Rainier DeRitter versus Bo Nickel is the co-main event. DeRitter may be forced to stand with Bo Nickel because he may avoid the ground game. Mason Jones versus Jeremy Stevens, who returns to the UFC, fighting in his home state of Iowa. Mario Batista versus Chito Vera. Batista has won 9 of his last 10 and is on a 7-fight win streak, but these days he's just known for pushing up Aldo against the fence in his last fight in a boring decision. But this fight should be more entertaining. Yana Santos versus Miesha Tate, also on the card. Tate returning after over a year off. Couple other fights expected to be on the main card. Marina Rodriguez versus Jillian Robertson, kind of a striker versus grappler kind of thing. Robertson has the most subs in UFC women's history. And Ponzinibbio versus D-Rod in the 170-pound division should be an interesting striking battle. Jose Aldo says, May 10th, we have another mission. I dedicate myself to everything I set out to do. We move on for another challenge. I'm still doing what I love. That night, he takes on Ayman Zahabi, UFC 350 in Montreal, Quebec. Ayman has won 5 in a row, and he's looking to move up 3 spots in the rankings if he can beat Aldo. Aldo's ranked number 11 at bantamweight, and Zahabi is ranked number 14. Uncrowned to the top 25, under 25, rating the top 25 who are in combat sports. The first MMA fighter on the list was Muhammad Makayev at number 4, and then the next fighter was number 6. That'd be Raul Rosas Jr. Rosas Jr. will be taking on Vince Morales on the 29th of this month in Mexico City. Rafael Fiziev says he has fight news coming soon. Some people want it to be Mauricio Rufy, but Fiziev might be dropping down to featherweight.
Thought I was going to be. I did the face-off
So originally, early, that's what I wanted, and then it got to a point where I didn't know what was happening. And you're hearing, him even talk about maybe moving up. I'm like, is this just negotiations? Like, what's going on? So I didn't think too much in it. So we're still game planning for Ilya. And then you're hearing, could it maybe be Lopez? And then I'm like, so by this stage, I'm like, all right, just give me anyone now. Like, so it was, my first option obviously would have been Ilya. But then it got to a point where I don't care, just make sure I'm fighting for a title at this stage, because I don't want to wait any longer. So yeah, that's sort of where we're at. But now, yeah, first option probably would have been the rematch against Ilya. I want to get that win back, but I also want to prove that I can beat this new school. Yeah. And I want to do that with Ilya. He's gone, but I can still do that with the new school. I can still, part of my comeback story is still that I can take out this new school. I still got these guys, trust me. So it's that's still good for my story. Lopez, young, hungry, he's on a tear at the moment. Go out and do that and be like, oh wow. There's a lot of respect between us two, but we'll put on a show fight night.
Thank you, Jalen Turner. Love your career and support your decision and hope we still see you around. Conor getting booed in Ireland. Jeremy Stephens doing great recently. Times have changed. I don't like the weight cutting for Fiziev. Muscular guy who fades in longer fights. Logically, doesn't seem like a good idea. Wahuda Fook in the octagon before Conor. Bring Nate Diaz back. He's supposed to be coming back sometime this year.
Irish UFC fighter spat in the face of someone who said something unkind to him. Spat in his face. Is this what we are? Is this who we are? Is this what we're going to teach? I'm the big I am, and I'm the big guy from Ireland. I'm the Celtic warrior, and you spit in the face of a stranger. This is the example you are teaching the youth in Ireland. This is disgraceful. We can't do that. We have to understand the consequences of it. You're turning your own people, or people who love you because of your, let's say, your style and your braggadocious ways, or your brazenness. I've looked at your behavior and I've said to myself, well, the guy's entertaining, but if you're going to go and spit in a man's face, you're proving yourself to be what we knew is behind that type of behavior. We can't do that.
I'm Andrei Arlovski, UFC fighter, and before my grueling workouts, I drink Tatsu tea. It's made with matcha, used by the samurais before battle for energy, focus, and hydration. It's a sustainable source of energy and slow-acting caffeine. Look, I'm not an expert on nutrition, but I know how to put a mother to sleep.
He's out! He's out! Wow!
Being a UFC fighter, I have some of the best experts and nutritionists in the world, and they approve of this drink. Buy Tatsu tea.